All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and our home team. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
What? Go.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. Got his man, that's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for first and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And oh, look at that, a diving catch. That one goes for 24 yards.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk.
Rip left. Mike, 5.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. They'll find Miller. That's complete.
Everyone's got to be able to catch. The football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Jackson completes it to Hardman, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
On the draw, this is Ingram. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Here we go. Check. Watch 54. Let's go. Fresno. Just keep going. Let's walk. Hey, alert 3.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Check 12. Run left. Go now.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. James has got it. Complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. To throw again is Wilson. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's taken in by Callaway. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Jackson from the shotgun. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Here's the Raiders punter now. Back deep, Jalen Richard. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually...
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Check 52.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Here's Wilson. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong, you know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Let's go, you tighten up. Let's go, you tighten up. Mike.
On third down, Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much, unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but
yeah,
no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
On first down, It's Freeman. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now it's Ingram. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw is Jackson, forced out to his left. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch twitch. Go.
On second down, it's Ingram. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
On second down now, it's Freeman. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They run. Devontae Freeman. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the Chargers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Let's take it inside his own 40. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Focus, defense, focus. Mike, 55, Mike.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Finding Hardman here over the middle. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to keep it here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Ready up. Zoom. Look, 64. Baby. Hey, check right. Watch it, 5. Here we go, D. Out we go.
Jackson now on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Charger drive about to get going. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
We'll see if they do just that. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. It's complete to Drake. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Jackson now. Being chased out left. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
It's a gain of 22 yards. And the Raiders first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Jackson, this one complete to Ingram. 23 yards, the final tally.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Dre. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Okay, just like that. Just like that. Mike. Check 55. Mike.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got it. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Charger drive about to get going. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know what they have. They discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an open.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Coverage there by the former 1st-round pick, William Jackson.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From just shy of midfield, Jackson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Takes this to the 45. Got a little space after that nice move.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Cuts and touchdown! A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Wilson, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
You better be afraid of me. You better. Gun. Check. One left. Mike 52. Yeah. Watch the twist. Hey, 0. Good job right there. Coming to you.
Wilson to throw again. Complete to Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. Yeah, Freeman was trying to work his way forward, but I don't think he got there. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Wilson, and that's caught by Smith. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Wilson now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This complete to Jones. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
While sometimes it doesn't appear like much, the out route can be very dangerous when you throw it to a guy like Julio Jones. If you try and undercut it, he can turn into a big play. But the reason he's able to get it so often is because of his ability to push people deep, and they have to respect that.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
This time Wilson will throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. Hopkins with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Their offense set to get this drive started. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Here's Ingram. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Jackson. He may try and run for this. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Las Vegas sending out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. That's taken on the 25. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. James has got it. Complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a first down. Now Wilson. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And down inside the 15 he goes. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Throw left side complete. It's James. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
He'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. (17-17) the score. All even to this. This one taken from the 7. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Now Jackson. And he'll find Hall.
Well, that answers the question in my head. They're going to go for the win right now.
I think you're absolutely right. They're not content with going to OT. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Here's the Raiders punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Yeah, that'll cross midfield here, not by much. Out of bounds just on the other side of the 50. The Charger drive about to get going. Tie game, probably time for one final play here. What do you do in this spot?
Now you're thinking about Hail Mary. You've got to find a way to heave it all.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Freeman. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
First throw in overtime now for Wilson. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. Freeman a first down and more. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts. Maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
Second and goal, and the lone man in the backfield is Freeman. They get it to him running left. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Biggest play now in this opening drive of overtime. This is third and goal.
He's not going to get me. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Check 55, Mike. Let's go. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Hey, check.
They'll try and run. Freeman. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So on comes the kicker, Dustin Hopkins, in a big spot. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And Hopkins' kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need...
Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Buda Baker with a pick, and he will score. Touchdown, L.A. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us, because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I'd love to see games finish that way.
So for our visitors, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll